Jeremiah 32, verse 17, the New Living Translation, it says, O sovereign Lord, you have made the heavens and the earth by your great power. Nothing is too hard for you. We've heard this passage many times. King James says, Our Lord God, thou hast made the heavens and the earth by the outstretched arm. But we sometimes forget what it means. We sometimes forget to ask ourselves if we really understand what that passage means. When it says nothing is too hard for God to do, it means there is absolutely nothing too hard for God to do. When you say something is hard, it means it is difficult. It means it is probably too harsh or too tough or too severe. When something is hard, it's not easily broken, it's not easily bent, it's not easily changed, it's not easily penetrated. It needs a lot of effort, it needs a lot of energy. But nothing is too harsh, nothing is too tough, nothing is too severe, nothing is too difficult for God to do. God passes every exam you give to him. Sometimes as human beings, we are giving tests, we are giving exams, and it seems like, oh, I didn't prepare enough for this exam. But there is no exam that meets God unaware. There is no exam that is too difficult for God. There is nothing you bring to his table, there's nothing you present before him that he cannot handle. I'd like you to imagine the most difficult situation in your life now, the hardest, toughest situation, and ask yourself if God can actually handle that situation. We have tough situations in life. It could be an assignment that you do not understand. It could be a sickness you've gone to the hospital, day after day, and the doctors have not really found a solution to it. It could be a relationship you've put in so much effort and it's like it doesn't have head, it doesn't have tail. It could be money that you are looking for. You have been praying, you have been doing everything you can, you have been working, and it's like nothing is showing. It could be a human being that is just making life a living hell for you. So we go through different kinds of tough situations. Definitely, those situations are there. But the devil is the father of all lies and all liars. He tries to, paint a picture to us that is not real. He tries to tell us what is not there. He tries to make us feel that our problems are too big for God to handle. Job 42 and verse 2, the Message translation, it says, I am convinced you can do anything and everything. Nothing and no one can, upset your plans. So God expects us to be convinced. That's just the encouragement I'm trying to give you today. Be convinced that there is absolutely nothing that God cannot handle. He can do anything. He can do everything. Nothing and no one can upset God's plans. He takes care of the minute things. I remember there was a night I couldn't sleep. The mosquito was just here, and it was already late by the time I found out that the mosquitoes were there. And was when I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I just prayed. I said, God, please, can you for tonight just help me? Let these mosquitoes disappear. In fact, it was like a miracle. I asked myself, is this how God, answers prayers? As minute as that, God handled it. And then it could be that that situation is overwhelmingly humongous, so big, like Sarah in the Bible, who was so old that when they told her you are going to have a child, she laughed. She said, me, as old as I am, which womb will carry the child? But God said nothing is too hard. From this time next year, I will come back, I will visit you again. And Sarah had Isaac. And it just reminds me again that God is so awesome. God is so mighty. God is so great, beyond whatever it is we think, beyond whatever it is we imagine. Sometimes human beings are our greatest and biggest problems. Jeremiah 32 and verse 27, the New Living Translation says, I am the Lord, the God of all the peoples of the world. Is anything too hard for me? So God is the God of all the peoples of the world. The heart of the king is in God's hand. He can handle any human being. I know that men are usually the most difficult things to handle. Most difficult, let me just say things, people to handle. But God is the Lord and the God of all the peoples of the earth. Nothing is too difficult for him to do. He can handle every physical situation, every spiritual situation, every medical situation, every marital situation, every financial situation, every career situation, every academic situation. Three things I want to remind you of today is that one, God can handle everything. God cannot lie. God cannot fail. I I would like you to think of the most difficult situations in your life right now. And I would like you to say to them, you are not too hard for my God to handle. You are not too hard for my God to handle. You are not too difficult for my God to handle. I want you to believe it as you say it. This situation, you are not too hard for my God to handle. This circumstance, you are not too difficult for my God to handle. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist, oh. It can never ever exist, oh. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It can never ever exist, oh. According to your knowledge and your will for me, what you said you will do, I just need to align, no, because you are not a man that changes your mind, oh. Those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots. By the arm of flesh, no man can prevail. No man, no man, no man, no man. My confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. Oh, it can never ever exist. Oh.